everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Buzz Around Texoma. I'm your host, Emily Nelson, and today's episode is brought to you by the Point Restaurant up in Pottsboro. Be sure to go up there and see them, get some yummy bites to eat. And today, our guest is Miss Kara Byrd. She's the newly appointed president of the Durant Chamber of Commerce, and she's going to be talking about Magnolia Fest. We're so happy to have you.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm grateful to be here today.
Thanks for being here. So I know that you just took on the role as the Durant Chamber president. What kind of inspired you to hop over to that role?
Yeah, so community and economic development is just runs in my veins. It's been part of the legacy of my family for a really long time. And so I believe that we are here to make an impact, and the best place that you can make an impact is in your local community. So very grateful to be at the Chamber of Commerce and excited to see what the future holds for us in Durant, Oklahoma.
I love it. Chamber work is a special thing.
It is. It is.
Kudos to you for hopping into the world.
Thank you.
So we have the Magnolia Fest coming up next week.
We do. Yeah, 27th annual Magnolia Festival. Very excited about some of the new things that we're bringing in this year, but also we have the timeless traditions. The turtle races. We'll always have our turtle races and our veterans reception and opening ceremony. So we're ready to go. We can't believe it's already here.
Super. So for people who are new to the area, could you give a little bit of background about the event, about what's kind of going to go on, how long it is, what the mission of it is?
Absolutely.
All the fun stuff.
So again, the Magnolia Festival, we're in our 27th year, and it really started in downtown Durant and quickly outgrew that space just because of the popularity and all of the things that we brought in with it. So it is now hosted at the Choctaw Event Center, and we have almost 200 vendor spots. So you can do your indoor shopping, which is nice, especially end of May.
Yeah.
It's hot. And so that's another reason that it was moved is, it was hard to have those vendors outdoor and, you might have rain or wind and then you have to have security to watch it all overnight. Well, now it's an indoor facility, so it gets to be locked up. And we have over 150 vendors that will be here this year. We have a Made in Oklahoma section, so everything made in Oklahoma will be there. And we have always celebrated our rich Choctaw culture, but we are also this year leaning into our Western heritage because the PRCA rodeo is happening the same weekend. So
that's perfect.
Tons of fun, wonderful things happening in Durant. It's going to be a great weekend to be in Durant.
So tying into the rodeo, I heard that you're going to be showing 8 Seconds, a fan favorite. Is that going to be an outside? Inside?
Yes. So that is an outside. That is in partnership with Restaurant Merchants Association and Lane Frost brand. And there is a massive, huge inflatable screen that the Durant Parks and Rec team is coming to set up. So we will watch 8 Seconds under the stars. Stetson Frost, who is the nephew of Lane Frost and has Lane Frost brand, will be there. And we're very excited about what that will look like. We're going to have a mechanical bull. We've actually got the vendor that is coming in has a stuffed real bull that they have made to where you can look like you're actually riding a real bull for it as well. So I think it'll be really fun, something different that we haven't done at Magnolia Festival before.
That's super. That's great. And the Lane Frost, I know that ties in with the Oklahoma and all of that, and that's super special for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So that's cool. Oh, let's think. What else does Magnolia Fest going to have?
So on Saturday night, we're going to have an outdoor concert that will feature Jade Hamilton and the Voices Bailey Ray. So, Bailey Ray is local to our community, and we are so excited that she had availability to be with us to showcase her talent because, she finished top 9, has opened for John Legend. So a free concert brought to you by Discover Durant at the Magnolia Festival. And we actually have the trailer that was at the ACM. So if you saw the Airstream trailer that was at ACM that was being used by influencers, we will have that same trailer there with a little bit of a rerun for Magnolia Festival. So that's going to be a lot of fun too.
I love it. So I know that Durant is the Magnolia capital, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw something online about the Adopt a Magnolia program, and that sounded kind of cool. If you wanted to elaborate on that a little bit, is it like where people plant magnolia trees or adopt a tree?
So you actually adopted trees. So we have the Durant Sustainability Coalition. They're going to be coming in and helping us with that. But we have about 80 magnolia trees that we will be giving away, and they will be running that booth. So as soon as you come in right by the Made in Oklahoma section, you can come and enter to win a magnolia tree that you can take home and grow yourself to replenish the magnolias that make us the state capital for magnolias.
That's perfect because that ties so much back into sustainability and everything that people are into. So that's amazing. And so when we talk about tying into other things. How do events like this, do you feel in Durant, tie into the economic community? Because I feel like the influx of tourism and money coming through is really a big deal for.
Oh, absolutely. So, Oklahoma, we're very unique in the fact that municipalities are funded only through sales tax dollars. So, anytime that we have an opportunity to bring in tourists and visitors to our community, the economic impact is huge. That's why this weekend is such an amazing opportunity for our municipality and for our community because not only do we have the Magnolia Festival, like I said, we also have the PRCA rodeo that's coming to town. It's the opening weekend for the Durant Multi Sports League that's happening and the festival that's happening with that. That's a month-long celebration that kicks off the same weekend as Magnolia Festival. And so anytime that we can bring in people to our community to spend their money, stay with us, shop with us, and then just see what all we have to offer is really a great opportunity to drive that economic impact for Durant.
Absolutely. So what other things are you guys what do you have any fun initiatives coming up at the chamber out? So I know Magnolia Fest is the big one right now and you want to breathe, but after Magnolia Fest, is there anything going forward that you're looking forward to or new initiatives or
So we just launched our ambassador program. We just put the applications out. We've had a few come in, but we've kind of had to put that on the back burner just until we can get through Magnolia Festival.
absolutely.
But I'm really looking forward to that initiative just because as a chamber, as you know, Emily, we strive to serve our members. That is what we are there for. And so I'm very grateful that we've had some wonderful applications come through that can help us to engage more with our members, make sure that they're getting the benefit that they need from being chamber members as well. So I'm looking forward to that as soon as we get done. And then we're also going to be launching an influencer program. So much like the ambassador program, the influencer program is going to make sure that we have people at these events. For instance, the Magnolia Festival that's coming up, we want to make sure that we're getting good quality content of what's happening in our community that we can broadcast and showcase and highlight. So I'm looking forward to getting both of those really off the ground. And then the next thing that we're doing is we have started focus groups and surveys for a feedback loop just to hear what is it that we're doing well as a chamber, what is it we need to focus on. Just as you mentioned, I've been at the chamber for 4 months now. And within my first month and a half, needed to hire someone. So we have Chloe Fuse, who's our director of membership and marketing. And then Jennifer Brewer has been with us for 18 years.
Wow.
So there's a staff of 3, and 2 of us are very new. And we want to make sure that we're utilizing our time and our resources really wisely. And so when we get that feedback survey and those focus groups, we'll know exactly what we want to target and work on.
That's awesome. So that's a big deal right there, though, having 2 brand new staff people. I know you've got one of 18 years, which is good, kind of like the anchor a little bit.
Yes, we're grateful for Jen.
So that's got to be hard to do events like Magnolia Fest when you only have 3 people. How do you do that? Do you have a big team of volunteers?
We do. We have an incredible committee of almost 40 people who come together that have been working on this long before, I came to the table. So we have co-chairs that have just helped to drive this train. Of course, Jennifer, like we said, has been there for 18 years. So she's been 18 of 27 years at the Magnolia Festival, has worked with our vendors that entire time. And she's just a treasure. We're so grateful to have her just as our rock, especially with Magnolia Festival. There's been times where I'm like, Jennifer, I haven't gone through this in this phase before. I mean, I remember being in college and going to the Magnolia Festival with my friends. And then, of course, we have young children, so taking them now. But to be on the other side of it and to see all of the work and the dedication that goes on behind it, it wouldn't happen without a team of volunteers and partners who help us make this really, truly happen. I mean, our sponsors, if it weren't for the sponsors, we wouldn't be able to have it either. So I'm very grateful. We have an incredible volunteer staff, our staff ourselves, our partners, and our sponsors make it really happen for our entire community. Because as a staff of 3, you can't. There's just no way.
No, there's no way to film an event like that with 3 people. So I think that's great that you have the community rally behind you because that makes it a true community-centered event, which is always fun.
Yeah.
So people who are planning to go this year and it's their first year, what would you tell them to do?
Oh, well, first you want to get online. So you can find us on our Facebook, our Instagram, or on our website, which is magnoliafestival.com, and see the entire schedule of events because there is truly something for everyone. All 3 days of the festival, Cardinal FG puts on and sponsors our carnival. And so we have amazing fun rides, all of the traditional, and get the Ferris wheel and, the funnel cakes and the corn dogs and all the things that go there. And that actually opens up on Wednesday night. But then Thursday, we have the Veterans Reception that's brought to you by United Ag and Turf, another one of our incredible sponsors who've sponsored for years to make sure that we honor our veterans. And then after that, we'll have opening ceremonies. And this is really neat. If you've not seen anything within the Choctaw culture, I would definitely invite you to come and see that. The Choctaw Princesses actually lead the Lord's Prayer in sign language, and they kick us off by ringing the Magnolia Festival gong, if you will. And then there's going to be actually events that happen all throughout the Choctaw Cultural Center, which is just across the road from us. So they'll have stickball. They have the youth art show that's going on that's only happening during Magnolia Festival. And that starts, of course, on Thursday and goes all the way through Saturday. So lots of fun things. But if you've never been, first thing I would say is just get online and get that schedule printed out and get prepared for 3 full days of fun in Durant, Oklahoma.
So tell us a little bit more about this 5K fun run that you have going on at the Magnolia Fest. How do people get involved in that and all the fun stuff?
Well, registration is up online, so you can still register. The deadline, unfortunately, for T-shirts has cut off since it is next Saturday, but you can actually come even day of and do registration. We're really grateful. Alliance Health has been our sponsor for that, to partner with it, but it's your traditional 5K fun run. So, it's for all age groups. And again, something else that we have done for many years, and it's all along the same route that they take for Colton's Run. So you get to run through the loop of Southeastern's beautiful campus, which again is where our magnolia trees are at. So what could be better than doing the Magnolia Fun Run and 5K through Southeastern's campus of 1,000 magnolias?
Awesome. So earlier I heard you mention something too about a turtle race.
Yes.
That
So
sounds fun.
yeah, this is actually something that they have done many years. This is brought to you in partnership with the Durant Fire Department. They actually have children bring in turtles, and they have a true turtle race. So you will be able to pre-register for that event Saturday at 10 a.m. The turtle race is at 11. One of the newer things that we're doing is that we call it bring your own turtle, but you're going to leave the turtle actually with us unless it's a pet turtle. If it's a pet turtle, please take your pet turtle home. But if you are like most of us, you just found a turtle on the side of the road and you bring it, we are going to rehome them thanks to Choctaw's environmental protection. So last year, apparently there were turtles like on the loose in the parking lot, and we want to make sure that all of our turtles are safely rehomed and back to where they need to be in their true natural environment. And so this year we not only have the fire department who's helping with the turtle races, and the winners actually receive bikes. So very wonderful of our Durant Fire Department to make sure that happens. But now we'll actually rehome our turtles and make sure that they are safely in the environments they need to be in.
That is adorable. I love that. That is the most unique, fun idea I have ever heard.
Yes,
I love that.
Each kid will need to have a name for their turtle. There's a sticker that goes in the back so we can keep up with it. We have an MC who truly, you think about like Kentucky Derby where they're calling the horse. It's going to be, so-and-so's in the lead. Oh, no, this one goes. So it's really a lot of fun, and it's kind of a tradition now at the Magnolia Festival. You can't have Magnolia Festival without a turtle race.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's great. I can't wait to see this. I hope you have so much footage from it.
Oh, absolutely. There always is.
Will the influencers be there? Will the Durant Chamber
that is the hope.
Okay.
Right? That was the hope.
Tell them to stay around that turtle race.
Yes. Maybe they need to have their own turtle in the turtle race. It's like you're not eligible for anything, but you can have a Durant Chamber turtle in the turtle race.
I like that. I think that would be so much fun. So Durant has really grown lately. I have heard the buzz. We're in about up 75, 69. The growth has really come. We've started at Sherman, started obviously more down south years ago, come up to Sherman, and now I see that that's funneling a little bit up Denison and Durant's way.
It is. So we have an incredible economic development authority here, and Kathy Moore is the DIA executive director, and she pulled some stats for us the other day. In between 1980 and 2020, we saw 5,000 people move to Durant. Between 2023 and 2024, we saw 5,000 people move to Durant.
What?
So you think about a span of 40 years of growth happening in a single year. That just shows you that we are set for expansion among our community because of that growth. And so there's a lot of things that we really need to do to prepare for that, but it's also a lot of opportunity, right? Because everyone wants to be ahead of that growth wave, right? Like as it's coming, you want to be ahead of that. And so there's so many opportunities for entrepreneurs, for business owners, for community that wants to be in a place like Durant. We're really trying to get ahead of that. It's a great community to live in, but we've got some work that we need to do as far as our housing and infrastructure, but it's all things that are actually being done. We've got a great support system with our city and our county and our tribe and everyone kind of coming to the table to work together for that growth.
That's awesome. So here in Sherman, it's been more industry growth that we've seen lately. What would you say in Durant? Would you say that it's small business, large business, industry, a good mix?
I would say it's probably a good mix. We are starting to see a little bit more happening on our industry side, but there's also all the tourism that's happening. So that brings in a ton of visitors each year. We do have the tribe that's with us with the casino that brings in some and the cultural center, but also there's the development that's happening around the lake. We've got Point Vista that's working on their TIP district to get off the ground. Of course, that's in Kingston, but that's so close to us. All of that spillover will happen. And so I would say there's just a lot of people just in general, not necessarily even business, just people that are like, hey, Durant is a great place to raise a family and to be centrally located. You can be in a big city within an hour and a half if you want, but what makes Durant really special and really unique are our people. You just get there and it feels like home. Everyone's friendly. And, what is that?
Yeah.
There's like that old show. It's like,
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, everyone knows your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Durant. Everybody is just very friendly, outgoing. We have some great investors that have been putting their own money into Durant to make it a unique place to be. We have the Magnolia Mile Art Alley that just got an update. That's a lot of fun to visit. And so, again, just a lot of new, unique things that are happening in Durant.
I would love to circle back to the art alley. That sure looks something super fun. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So that is actually, it was an old abandoned alley that really didn't have much going on inside of it. It just was the back of the buildings, the potholes that I see, and there wasn't a lot of life there. And developed Durant and Kurt Walker actually took that and created it a place of life. So did a lot of placemaking with it. Of course, with the city's permission, but he now has 21 different large murals that were done by a local artist. And then he has some smaller murals as well that were done. He's got string lights that have been hung. It's been featured on Tourism Oklahoma. So it's just a really neat, fun, energetic place to go and visit and see some neat art about Durant. Had the mural contest he just did was called Inspire Durant. So it's all about what is it that looks like Durant in the future? How are we inspiring Durant to be the best that it can be? And then we have the Owen Academy that actually their back door is in our alley. So that's a really neat thing too, to see our kids with special needs who have the opportunity to enter in through something that's such a magical, fun place. And Brina, who runs the Owen Foundation, she was one of the judges, and we were talking, and one of the portraits is actually a little boy, and you can tell he's standing on Durant Main Street, and he's got his back to you, and he's got a red balloon in his hand. And then up above is an astronaut, and it looks like, they're connected. Like you can see that they're looking at each other. And one of the coolest things is the gentleman that actually painted that mural painted it while it was hung. So there were several that were painted and then set, and then they hung them, but he actually painted it in the alley. And so the kids got to see it, and she said one of the kids walked out the back door, and he goes, "Oh, look, it's me." And so he was, that just will touch your heartstrings, right? You have a young boy that's maybe got autism, but he's verbal, and he sees this opportunity, right? Like, oh, look, that's me with the balloon, and I'm going to be national. Like, how cool is that? So that's between 3rd and 4th Street on off of Main. It's really a neat place to go and just see something cool.
All right, very good. So one more thing I want to touch about on Magnolia Festival we didn't talk about, oddly enough. Food, drinks, all the good stuff like that. I know we talked entertainment. So will people, whether it be food and drinks there, do they need to go downtown?
Yeah. So we always encourage you to stop by and see our local businesses. We want to encourage anyone and everyone to support local, but we will have 15 food trucks there. We have a wonderful lemonade business that's here in Durant. She'll be there with her incredible lemonade. We've got some of our wineries there that will be selling. Now, they will only give samples, so we are not selling any alcoholic drinks at the Magnolia Festival. But please make sure while you're at the Magnolia Festival, venture down and support all of our local businesses. They're the backbone of our community, and we would not be anything without them. So while we encourage you to come and enjoy the Magnolia Festival, we want to also encourage you to visit our community.
All right, well, you heard it here, guys. 3 full days of fun in Durant, Oklahoma at the Magnolia Fest. I'd like to thank Ms. Kara Byrd for joining us today. Is there anything else that you want to talk about while you have the platform?
Oh gosh, we are just so heavy with MacFest. I think that's really the biggest part is just, getting it out and making sure that we honor all of the people that really have brought it to where it is. So I'm very grateful just to be here to speak about that.
Well, thank you for being here and be here to join them for 3 days of fun at Magnolia Fest. And thank you for joining us here on the Buzz Texoma. Catch us next week right here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and come see us.